Come with me to the Apothecary garden. Let us go on a healing journey into a garden filled with every healing plant you could imagine. But first of all, let the world just fall away from you. Let it melt away. Let it go. Let all your cares just fall away. Go deep within. So deep within. And as you travel into the deeper realms of your own self, you come to an ancient door, a beautiful old oak door, carved with symbols and with ivy climbing all around it. It is so beautiful. As you push the door, it opens before you, and you cross the threshold. And what you see is just the most beautiful garden you have ever been in before. It is crammed, it is full of every flower and herb you could imagine. There are even trees along the boundary, for everything in this garden contains healing within it. The flowers look as though they are jostling for space, for they grow in such abundance. But as you stand there admiring what you see before you, the feeling is so overwhelming, for you feel the healing which is present here. It almost reaches out and touches you and holds you in its arms. You walk through the garden, stopping to admire the plants and the flowers and the herbs growing amongst them. But then you realize you are not alone, and you see a figure crouched down looking at something. And when you approach them and they straighten up, you see the face of a very old man. And you know immediately that this is Merlin. You look into his eyes and they are filled with so much love and knowing. His love just emanates from him, and his magic is all around. He speaks to you like an old friend, and he is filled with laughter, and he is so jolly, and at the same time you feel how much wisdom he has within him. He welcomes you into his apothecary garden, and he asks you what you would like healing for. And you think for a moment, what do you need at this time? You tell Merlin. You tell him everything that you need help with. And he just smiles knowingly back at you. And when he smiles, it is as if the sun has become even brighter. for he is so radiant. He picks up an old wicker basket and beckons you to follow him. He stops every now and again and he picks something to put into the basket. He seems to know instinctively which flowers and which plants and which herbs to pick. You follow him as he does this. And when he has chosen the right plants, he then goes towards an old rickety shed. It is so old. He opens the door, and the first thing you notice when you step inside is the perfume of all the flowers and herbs drying within. They are hanging from the ceiling and drying on the benches. They are in jars and bottles. What a paradise this is. It is warm in here from a roaring fire, and over that fire hangs a black cauldron with water bubbling away inside it. Merlin goes to the cauldron and he pours in his collection of plants. He then looks around and he chooses some dried plants as well and some roots to add to the brew. And he puts these in and stirs them, and he sings to the brew as it comes to the boil. And the scent of the tea which is brewing is delightful. When it is ready, he takes an old cup and dips it into the cauldron, and he asks you to follow him outside. So you step out into the sunshine and you follow Merlin to the very centre of the apothecary garden, and you sit together. But before he hands you the cup, with his finger he draws a symbol into the liquid. And then he tells you there is one more bit of magic to add to it. And he looks up at the sky, and the most beautiful golden sunbeam beams down into the cup. He tells you it is now ready for you to drink. You take the cup in your hands, wondering what to expect from the contents. But you settle yourself down and you begin to sip. The liquid is so warm and comforting. It moves through your body, taking away any aches and pains. It moves any old energies, and you feel the flow of the liquid within you. And you sip it, and you sip it, until it is all gone. You let out a huge sigh of relief, for you are completely relaxed. And at that very moment, Merlin waves his hands all around the garden. And then something magical happens. You watch as energies radiate from each plant and each flower. And those energies then take form. You look in amazement, for all the elementals have stepped out of the plants and they now stand before you. And as they stand there, they begin to sing the most beautiful song. They sing the song of the flowers and the herbs and the plants, for they are that song. They are the song of nature, and in unison they create an orchestra of nature. You listen enthralled as the song fills your being and fills your aura. And you are filled with the colour as well as the sound. The colour just moves through you. And the healing within you becomes stronger and stronger. You are being healed. You are healed. You are healed through the magic of nature. You are healed through the love of nature. You are healed. You are healed.